I want to ask about allergies in kids. Why is there an increasing allergies in kids? Because you deal with a lot of allergic diseases here.
Yeah. So, very important point, because now bad gut health is happening because of food, processed food, like we are eating a lot of pizza, pasta, burgers, packaged juices, packaged drink, packaged salad dressings, ketchups. So they are containing a lot of preservatives, thickeners, artificial sweeteners, acids. So that is affecting the gut health by changing the gut bacteria, which changes the gut lining. And then 70% of immune system is in the gut. So immunity gets changes. And what is allergy? Allergy is basically overreacting immune system against food allergens or an inhalant allergens. So when we are eating bad, not eating on time, bad lifestyle, not sleeping well, then we develop more allergies and more autoimmune diseases. So now, as a food allergy expert, I have seen it has risen from 10% to 30% of prevalence, which is going higher now in last 2 to 3 decades. So 30 to 40% of population has become allergic because of bad lifestyle and bad food and
What
bad
age
gut
group,
health.
Priyanka?
So this is, I'm talking the data of the children. So overall food allergy prevalence is 6%. In that, milk allergy prevalence is 0.5 to 1.5%. And then if we talk about the entire population having one or the other allergic disorders, like you having recurrent cough, cold, sneezing, asthma, along with gut issues like vomiting, pain, abdomen, diarrhea because of food allergies, it's going higher on the 10 to 30%. Usually this used to happen more in the western part of the world because of hygiene hypothesis. Now this is coming to India and this part of the world also because of the westernization and a lot of changes in the dietary habits.
Correct. Can you explain that hygiene hypothesis and educate our audience, please?
Yeah. So see, when we have a gut microbiome which has good bacterial diversity, then we have a strong immune system, a balanced immune system, which is being taken care because of good exposure to viruses, bacteria. In India we used to play in soil. Okay, we used to eat street food and everything, and we were not getting that much of infections. Okay, because the immunity against all the organisms were getting built up because of early exposure, because not too much of hygiene was around. So our immune system got exposed to multiple pathogens, and the protection happens because of the early exposure of those pathogens. The body produced a lot of antibodies and now we are immune. But in western part of the world where too much of hygiene is there, when baby is not exposed to these pathogens, then when they get exposed later in life after the maturation of immune system, after 7-8 years, then the immunity is not developed. Okay, so then they have more allergies, more asthma, more food allergies, and the chances of having severe anaphylaxis, like peanut anaphylaxis is very common in US, nut anaphylaxis is very common in US, but in India, as an allergy expert, I have not even seen one case of peanut anaphylaxis in India, though I'm working on the allergy part also.
Peanut allergy is so common in the US, and you have not seen a single case here in India in your practice.
I have not seen in my practice.
Yeah.
I have seen allergies, but not severe allergies of anaphylaxis. And so that also makes a lot of difference how you are exposed. So if you are having a diverse food range which you are eating, in India we have a lot of different kinds of foods.
Correct.
Okay, we have different cultures, different cuisines, and in every cuisine we see there is fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, everything is there, a lot of salads, fruits. If we are following an Indian diet, whole grains, okay, then the gut microbiome is good. Okay, and then here we have overcrowding also, so we are exposed to multiple pathogens all the time, so the immunity is definitely more stronger here.
Correct.
What I feel.
Correct. So, because we are not exposed to all these microbes in early in the childhood, the immune system is getting bored in the gut lining, and that gets hyperactivated. And then it is thinking that your own cells are not belonging to you, so it starts eating up those cells, and that is why we call as autoimmune disease. And allergic disease is also a component of some kind of a similar pattern. Do you think milk allergy is increasing?
Yes, milk allergy is increasing, especially cow milk protein allergy. We say it's very common less than 1 year of age. Okay, so babies may present with simple excessive crying or reflux or vomiting. Sometimes they present with blood in stool, and sometimes they have diarrhea. Sometimes it's just an not gaining weight with some specks of blood in stools. So here the very important part I would say, especially less than 1 year, don't stop breast milk. If somebody says baby is having milk allergy, please don't stop breast milk. Breast milk will protect your immune system. It will give you good bacteria. It will mature the gut health with good bacteria, so that the lifelong you have less lifestyle diseases, more mature immune system. So in what we say when a child comes with milk protein allergy suspicion, we say stop milk and milk products from mother's diet. Continue breast milk, but stop milk and milk products from mother's diet with adequate calcium supplementation, of course, in a lactating mother. And in very rare circumstances, I had to stop breast milk where I have to give some formula feed, milk free. Okay, so these are common presentation in infantile age group, and we try to not to stop breast milk in that case also.
I see.
And in adolescent age groups, I don't find much, but between 1 to 10 years, I have seen kids with vomiting, food refusal, not eating well, and they have milk allergies. Okay,
So food refusal is they don't like the food.
they don't like the food. They will. I have seen one more very important observation. When I do skin prick allergy test, I apply all the allergens, and then after 20 minutes reaction comes.
It's a skin test.
Yeah, it's a skin test where we apply the allergens. Okay, and there will be a small redness and swelling there if you are allergic to that particular food allergen. Let's say milk came. Sometimes there is no direct symptoms. Okay, like if I'm having milk, I may not have immediate vomiting, pain, rashes,
Bloating, diarrhea.
but you have indirect symptoms like you just feel I'm unexplained bloated, I'm having little discomfort after having milk. Sometimes I may develop rashes after 2-3 days, or I have recurrent cough cold. This is also one of the symptom of milk allergy, recurrent cough cold. Because milk itself causes increased phlegm. Okay, and if you are allergic, it may give you respiratory symptoms also, like cough, cold, obviously vomiting, diarrhea, even constipation can happen, and skin rashes. If you have a immediate hypersensitivity, immediate type of allergy, there will be immediate skin rash. But most of the cases are non-Ig mediated, where the symptoms will come after few days and few months.
Oh, I see. It's not. It's
There is
not
no
immediate.
direct correlation. So when we eliminate milk, they say, yes, I don't feel bloated, I don't feel gassy, my skin is getting better, my cough, cold, my sinus congestion are getting better. So that is also can be a milk allergy. And one more thing, we should always differentiate milk allergy versus lactose intolerance. There are two different.
So what's the difference between milk
mechanisms.
allergy and lactose intolerance?
So in both you will have same symptoms. When you drink milk, you have some issue in the gut. But in milk allergy, you may have respiratory symptoms also, cough, cold. You may have skin rash also. There may be severe pain, vomiting, diarrhea. In lactose intolerance, you will not have other system involved. Like respiratory, skin will never be involved. It will be only gut, because lactose intolerance is because of deficiency of lactase enzyme in the intestine. So you're not able to process that. So you feel little bloated, heavy, gassy, or sometimes little bit diarrhea. Minor symptoms, only GI symptoms. Okay, no skin and respiratory symptoms. That is mostly lactose intolerance, and lactose intolerance is transient. It mostly happens after food poisoning episode, after viral infection, that transiently your gut lining got damaged, that enzyme got deficient for some time. Once the healing happens of the gut lining after the infection recovery, you again start tolerating the lactose, milk and milk products. But in milk allergy, it's not because of that. It's an immune reaction. It's an immune overreaction. Your immune cells are attacking the milk allergens. So it can be direct, where you have severe rashes, severe throat choking. Okay,
I see.
that is the severe manifestation. Severe diarrhea, blood in stools. I do endoscopies of the kids. Even 1-year-old kid, I see ulcers because of milk allergy. So those are severe cases where child is not gaining weight. And there are milder cases where you will have just abdominal discomfort, bloating, or uneasiness, or refusing food. But child is growing weight, adequate weight gain is there. So those are mild cases. So depending upon the symptoms, we treat them, that it has to be very strict elimination, or we have to put the child on formula feed, which is milk free. Those decisions we take